welcome to BumbleKast Live. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my live co-host, Bile KCRB Grouse. Wow, I just fell down the stairs verbally. Kyle JCRB Kraus.
Hi, I'm here. It's true. I am Bile. you've heard
behind the scenes.
You've heard the rumors. It's true.
Is,
anyway, sorry.
Joining us behind the scenes as usual is Jennifer R. and Professor Rye, who are managing your questions. As always, please keep it one question at a time. Don't ask another until it's been answered. We have a 80% guarantee that your super chats will be answered tonight. If not, they'll be rolled over into the next available priority Q&A session. And I know you guys are super hyped for update 3, but please, for the sake of spoilers and folks who haven't been able to get to play it yet or are stuck at a very specific trial.
Ian.
Let's avoid the spoilers. Hey, I'm right there with them, Kyle. I hit that wall at like 60 miles an hour and have not peeled myself off. So no Frontiers Update 3 spoiler questions, please, for the sake of everybody else.
Yes, please.
And I think I've sucked out all the fun out of the room. Kyle, is there anything else?
No fun allowed. I mean, that's what it's really all about. No fun allowed. They're really putting the tears in Frontiers, I'll tell you what. Did you know, also, fun fact, when you push L and R together to do a a parry in Sonic Frontiers, it stops you from falling. You can like hang out in midair. Okay, cool. Just making sure, because a lot of people apparently didn't realize that.
There's some of those jump rope challenges to unlock the map, and they can be really tricky if you do it legit, or you just parry and hold until it's done.
Yeah. It's like, oh well. It's funny though, but yeah. It's that's a little tip for you guys if you didn't know that. You can parry in midair and it will stop you from falling. It's pretty funny, but also kind of crazy. Anyway, we are wasting a lot of time. Let's go ahead and get into some questions because we have a lot.
Hey, that was free advice. Come on.
Let's start with this one from Happy Times. You are the winner. You are number one. You made it first. In the 900 special, Sonic says no more infections, corruptions, warpings, or other nonsense. By corruptions, does he mean cyber corruption? As in the 900 takes place after Frontiers?
Possibly. Maybe.
What is this, a knowing smile?
No, it's like legitimately open-ended. You could say it's like the Dark Gaia corruption that turned him into the werehog. You could say it's reference to the cyber corruption. It's open-ended, so it can slot in just about anywhere.
You could also say that maybe like he knew about Tails' hard drive getting corrupted earlier that day. Something like that, just whatever. Here's one from The Saxon. Were you condemning religious folk as stupid on Wednesday, or did you simply mean people who wake up to hurt others? One has their views and keeps it to themselves. The other wants to harm.
No. Whatever you believe, so long as it is healthy and helps you and doesn't harm others, is fine. I wholly endorse that. I endorse my Christian friends, my Jewish friends, my Muslim friends, my do I know anyone Sikh? Yeah, I know some Sikh folks. All of them. It brings them a comfort and a stability to their life that I envy to a degree. And you know what? More power to them. I'm very happy for them. So no, if you believe in something, you're not stupid. If you collectively hate or ostracize a group because you don't understand genetics, then yes, you're stupid.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Here's one from Red Rebel. What would a Boom episode play out if Sonic had Fleetway's version of a super form, a golden menace that appeared whenever Sonic got stressed?
I imagine it would be played straight for the initial transformation, you know, frightening and threatening and possible a large amount of collateral damage. But by the end of the episode, it would be played for laughs, and any subsequent reappearance, it would be more like, oh, he's gold again. Now he's going to be super annoying.
But I see what you did there. Oh
Like the second
no!
episode, he's knocking over Mad Burger, and it's like, "Ah, really, Supersonic? You're doing this again? Being wantonly destructive? Come on, man, get a new bit." And crazy Supersonic's like, I don't get it. Are you not afraid? I'm chaotic here. I'm a force of nature. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We heard it the last time. Do something else with it. I'm not here for your entertainment. Well, what else are you here for?
Isn't that why this entire world exists? Meanwhile, Sticks just looks at the camera. Here's one from Super Sharkbait. What? Nope, go ahead.
Sticks is just confused why he's suddenly British when he transforms.
Oh no. This bit has gone far enough. Here's one from Super Sharkbait. What are each Bizarro counterparts of the Sonic cast, including any Sonic character you feel like talking about? Like
Bizarro? Like straight up, like me and Bizarro type of thing?
I don't know exactly. I'm thinking of like Bizarro, like it's Bizarro Superman? Or
yeah, like, and that's decidedly different than
that's
like
different.
Yeah, classic evil counterpart.
Right. Yeah.
Bizarro is like, God, how do you even define Bizarro? It's like the antithesis of the character's central motifs, I guess.
I mean, like even his intelligence is the opposite.
Yeah, like now Bizarro himself has had a few
but he's
interpretations
had,
of the image, but
yeah.
But I feel like some of the more lasting and charming renditions are the ones where he is still out to help everyone, but he has no filter.
Right.
So he's causing more destruction than he is actually saving. And then there was that hilarious Bat Zorro that they had, who was, an insane conspiracy nut and murder happy vigilante, which is the very antithesis of Batman. So I guess a Bizarro Sonic would be racing all over the world looking for a place to stop so he doesn't have to run anymore. Like, he doesn't want to go fast. It's just he keeps finding adventure and adversity and he wants it to stop. He doesn't want to hang out with friends. He doesn't want to save the world. He doesn't want to fight an elder god. He just wants to chill out. But no, something has to happen.
Oh, so it's Boom Sonic.
No, Boom Sonic's just like sitcom lazy. That's different.
I mean, yeah, he's just like old, I guess, for Sonic. He's like, he's like seen enough. He's had enough.
Let's see, a Bizarro Tales would want to prove himself, or manage to keep up with Sonic. Aspires to be his level of hero by his own means, and he'll do that by building various contraptions to enhance himself. Except, as Bizarro Sonic points out, that's not Tails, that's the device that's doing the thing. Maybe Bizarro Tales builds Metal Sonic.
On accident.
Me know him Bizarro Tales. Me am not create exactly like Sonic. Now me am not like Sonic. Yeah, you know him not like Sonic. That Metal Sonic.
Don't.
Bizarro Knuckles doesn't want to guard the Master Emerald. He wants to leave Angel Island, but he keeps getting lost and winding right back where he started. He can walk just 10 feet forward and drop, but no, he keeps trying to find a different direction and ends up walking in a circle.
He doesn't understand the concept of walking off the edge. He just walks around the edge the whole time.
Master Emerald, boom, he falls down.
Yeah. Or maybe he wants to get rid of the emerald, but it keeps coming back to him. Like he intentionally breaks it and all the pieces just happen to be where he goes.
Ooh, me no find shiny rock. Me not keep this. 15 later. No, Master Emerald! What do we guess, Master Emerald? Ah, God, Bizarro Talk is hard to follow.
It's weird. It's so weird. Anyway, okay. Well, since we got those three, we might as well throw AB in there real quick. Because we got a lot of super chats.
Yeah, Bizarro Amy is basically just the extended gag that started in SA2, where she's always after Sonic, and she mistakes every other living thing for Sonic. She grabs Shadow. Yay, you know I'm Sonic. Grabs onto Silver. Yay, you know I'm Sonic. Grabs onto Knuckles. Yay, you know I'm Sonic. Runs into a mirror. Yay, you know I'm Sonic.
She thinks she is Sonic herself.
Well, she sees the hedgehog. Why not?
She just sees hedgehogs. Yeah, I guess so. It's Bizarro Amy. It's not real Amy. It's okay. Calm down. Eggman is Sonic.
That
even.
Shrubbery that just kind of looks like Sonic. Yay, you know I'm Sonic.
Yay. Okay. That's enough. We need to get to these super chats. We're starting off with this one from Alice B. What's the current vibe? I know they're just really good friends, but do Sonic and Amy have mutual feelings for each other? Is it one-sided on Amy's side, or are there no feelings at all? As a longtime fan, I gotta know. Thanks.
I figure that there's a degree of mutual respect that has been earned over the years, and let's just leave it at that.
All right. Here's one from Meta Mode. Who could make it through Eggman Land alone and survive like Sonic did? Whole IDW cast included, Shadow excluded for obvious reasons. Betting on Omega.
I don't think Omega's got the thruster capacity to get through the more speedy sections. And
no,
given the absolute gauntlet that is Eggman Land, I'm going to say not really anybody else. Maybe Blaze.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Silver, but that Eggman Land was a nightmare. That wasn't even the hard mode. I think that kind of encapsulates just how cool and crazy powerful Sonic is. Because if you get through that, you feel like a champion.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. And here's this one from Subdear Z. Just like before, how much do you know about these series? Soul Calibur, Fire Emblem Heroes, Solar Boy Django, Metal Gear Solid, and Tekken. It helps for future minis on what I can or shouldn't ask.
Okay. I've already forgotten what was the list. So the first one,
Soul Calibur.
Like surface level understanding. Like there's a magic sword and it's a battle across the ages. Link was in there once. He was cool.
One time.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Fire Emblem Heroes.
God. If you want to listen on how not to write a game, good night. I gave up on that a while ago, but I am passingly familiar with it and Fire Emblem in general.
Okay. Solar Boy Django.
Never heard of it.
Gotta be honest, yeah, I've not familiar. Metal Gear Solid.
Reasonably familiar. not like Sonic levels, but I know more than any healthy adult should probably.
I mean, you made a whole reference to it via whisper, so.
Yeah.
And Tekken.
No, really nothing about it.
You're not the Lord of Tekken?
Not.
No.
And if that's a reference, it went completely over my head.
Yeah, I know. I know. Not even Tekken. Here's one from Hero School.
I never got into Tekken. I don't like the look of it, to be honest.
You punch people in the face. It's like Soul Calibur without weapons.
Yeah.
Which I know Tekken fans are probably going to hate me for saying that. But I mean here's one from Hero Squad. Crossover between Sonic Boom and DBZ-A. What are their dynamics? Would Knuckles and Goku get along fine? Better idea. Knuckles and Nappa. Go nuts. I see many hilarious possibilities with this.
Yeah. You want like sketch comedy? There you go.
Goofy.
Like maybe Guru's just this fixture at Mad Burger all day, every day.
I'm singing.
Bring me another Big Mac.
I'm seeing in the chat muffin button. I'm just seeing that in capital letters.
Maybe that's the running gag for the whole episode. Is it's just a pedestal sitting out on the beach. Sonic walks by, presses it out of curiosity. Boop, muffin in his hand. Huh, muffin button. And then, at random points, somebody's walking down the beach. It's a chase sequence, and everybody stops to, boop the muffin button.
Yep.
Eggman's coming dragging back at the end, having been utterly defeated, limping along, dragging one bum leg behind him. Oh, what a miserable day. This is a terrible experience. I hate all this. Ooh, muffin button.
Delicious. I wish I had a muffin button right now.
Makes his way back to his volcano lair, opens the door. Oh, sorry, boss. You've been replaced. What are you talking about? Hi.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, here's one from Supersonic Fan. What would the Witch Carters be like on Moebius?
Huh. Well, they were kind of just general jerks and world conquerors. So...
birthday party musicians. Or birthday party magicians, not musicians. Although musicians would be funny too. Both. Why not both?
Basically, they're a traveling Chuck E. Cheese troupe, basically. Bringing joy and laughter and shiny crystals to all the good boys and girls. Except it's Moebius, so there isn't really a lot of good boys and girls.
I meant to say magician, but and I said musician instead, and I mean it works either way.
Yeah, just Granny Witchcart and her, tag along Witch Carter gang.
You're welcome. You can have that one for free. Also, people are wondering if Moebius is how it's supposed to be pronounced. No, it is not, apparently, but that's how I pronounce it to make it audibly distinct from regular Mobius.
Yeah, we can't really make it visually distinct with a audio show.
Yeah. Technically, it's supposed to be Mobius, but I prefer to think of it as Moebius. It's funnier that way.
The umlaut is more of like a Mobius, but
Mobius.
That's.
We could call it Morbius.
No, we can't.
Chocolate Watermelon 28 has a question. Seeing the Tales of Marine artwork and at Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, would Team Sonic/Heroes be fine with cross-dressing, specifically them doing it?
Yeah.
I don't think they are worried too much about it, apparently.
I mean, it seems more like it's a general cultural thing that guys don't wear too much, but girls do, but they also don't seem to be hung up on who wears what, where, and how much.
No, not really. Not really. I mean, Sonic did it all the
If
time in
anything, I would.
Adventures of. I mean, he was supposed to be like a Bugs Bunny riff, but still.
I mean, I think if anything, Tails would shy away from frillier clothing just because he's a grease monkey, grease fox. You know what I mean? All those ruffles would get in the way.
Yeah, but that that
He needs to
that
get more.
that frilly dress, he does rock that frilly dress though.
He does. He does. He absolutely does.
Good for him.
Plus, the whole thing is like a goofy isekai, so like, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Have your head cannons. Here's one from Tempo. Can they really? I think
If
we've
they
established that they
want
can,
to.
yes.
No, not them. Them.
Oh,
Not those over there. She means these ones here.
Oh.
And if they really want to, yeah, sure.
All right.
Unless
Whoa.
they can't. You know, because.
Thank you, Discord, for flipping out and scratching out, I guess.
Did I transform and roll out on you?
It was more like you turned into a static monster, but
Ooh.
oh, there goes again. You're getting cyber corrupted. Okay,
Well,
I think we're good. I think we're
at
good
least
now.
I'm on brand.
I think you're good now. I think you're good. Let's keep going before things get out of hand with this question from Scurvy Pirate Dog. The events of Sonic Unleashed, but in the Sonic Boom universe, how does it go? What is Boom Dark Gaia like? Boom Chip, Boom Pickle. I mean, Boom Pickle is like the same. I actually I don't really see anything different between Chip and Pickle. Like they could just be transplanted over and it would be fine. Just wrap them up in a little
Pickle,
more sports tape.
Chip. Yeah, Chip would probably transplant pretty easily. Werehog Sonic, no one would notice. Like he would transform and there would be zero reaction from anybody. He's a little off put by it. He sees it. And Chip's like, "Oh no, your friends are going to freak out when they see you like this," and like zero reaction whatsoever. To the point where he's actually trying to show off the stretchy arms or the shagginess or the giant fangs or something, and like there's zero reaction from anybody. And they're not just being polite; they legit just don't see the difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Dark Gaia, I don't know, because on the rare occasion where Boom got its act together and was kind of serious, it was kind of a fun juxtaposition. But I'm also kind of tempted to just make it this lazy worm thing that wants to go back to bed.
Yeah.
Eggman cracks open the entire planet and he's like, "Finally, the Dark Gaia power will be mine!" And it just kind of stretches. Hey, so I'm not supposed to be awake for like another 300 years or so. Can I just like roll over, hit the snooze alarm on that mountain over there?
He said,
Chip's freaking out. The ancient Geneva's going to destroy us all. That sounds like work.
I'm glad
I'm just gonna be over here.
I'm glad he sounds like Sleepy Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, your mic is apparently freaking out slightly. You're going crackly occasionally, Ian, and I don't think it's your connection.
Okay, stand by. I'm gonna switch things up. Give me just a second.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. We will continue momentarily as Ian figures this out, because things are broken. The pipes are broken. I'm being asked if it's Kyle question time. What? What did I do? No. Ian, jiggle the handle. Cassie, what was the joke? Send me the joke again, because I don't have it handy. Sorry, I don't keep all these stuff. I don't keep all this stuff around. What am I supposed to do? I'm being asked how was my day. My day is going pretty well. I would like to get some more sleep eventually, but we'll see. A joke is, oh, yeah. I forget. All right. Well, Ian's back now.
Check
so
test 1 2 1 2.
All right, you're back. Cool. Welcome back.
Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host. We've already done that. Never mind.
Yeah. Calm down, dude. You're loud now, though. What'd you do? Just plug your mic back in directly?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just did that. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll troubleshoot the other thing later. Here's a question from the Mighty Gabura. Are the game and Steam descriptions for the Sonic games overseen and approved by Sega, like the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog game?
I don't know, actually.
I would assume so. Like, I would assume Sega knows what's in the description for their games on the digital storefronts, but...
Depends on who builds the file? I do know there was something fairly recently where a wire got crossed somewhere or some intern uploaded something that was like, nope, that's not on brand. That should have gone through us.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what that was. So, I don't know.
Yep. All right, here's one from Levi C. Do you got any fun facts from the Amy 30th comic?
Yes, but I don't know if I can talk about them. Because I know I can't talk about that.
Can you talk about what?
And there's no real point about bringing up that because the story ultimately worked in the end. And I know I can't bring up that because that's just going to make people angry and say I'm lying and blah, blah, blah. So, no, nothing really fun to share right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, people are going to say you're lying regardless, Ian.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah. So, but what would they say you're lying about, though?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh.
We don't need that kind of drama tonight.
Oh. Well, it's too late for that.
Look, Update 3 came out. I'm starving for my knowing smile. Give me this.
Legendary Pro Skater has a question. Do you think that in some world, Sonic and Scourge would host an Eric and Andre-esque show?
If I knew what Eric and Andre was, maybe.
Is that the radio show? The morning?
Is it a radio show? I don't know.
The morning show? Or am I like, no, okay, never mind. It's not. It is a late night show that parodies low budget public access.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently. I am actually, even though I know it's been around for a while, I'm not too familiar with it. So, sorry about that. All right, let's go back to some standard questions for a bit. I know you guys have been chomping at the bit. So here's one from Ellie, sorry. The new Sonic Superstars start book in Japan has a Superstars prequel manga. Is this canon? Will it fit with the upcoming Superstars prequel comic and Trio of Trouble?
I have no idea what's in it, so I can't say.
Interesting. Here's one from Normal Person. Diamond Cutters, Mimic, Bell, and some of the Freedom Fighters are given upsies. How well would they react?
Are given upsies?
Upsies. I think they mean uppies.
Uppies?
Yes. Like you lift them up. Like they get picked up.
Like under the arm? Who's an airplane now?
Like if you get picked up, like it's just you just get picked up like a baby. Maybe not like a baby, like a toddler, you know. You pick them up by like under the arms. Or like a cat, yes. Give them uppies. Who would hate that? Least.
I would think most of them would.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you said the diamond cutters, if you can find someone big enough to get, what was his name? The lion guy. Give him upsies. I think he'd be more impressed.
I suppose. I mean, Belle might be kind of used to it as a puppet.
Maybe it would give her fond memories of her creator back in the day.
Maybe. Mimic has no interest.
I mean, if you can get that close to Mimic to do it, he might give you, the respect for sneaking up on him. It'd be the last thing you hear, but, for the moment.
Yeah, I think Whisper would kill you. I think you would get murdered if you tried to do it to Whisper. Tangle might like it. Tangle might go for it.
Tangle probably gives herself upsies with the tail.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. Lanolin has no chill, no interest at all, I'm sure.
No. She's gonna break your wrists.
Doesn't matter if you needed them or not. Or if you even have wrists. They're going to get broken. All right. Here's a question from Bone Needle. Is the Ruined City in the 900th Adventure comic meant to be Station Square or a random city? Intriguing either way.
I'm not sure.
You didn't write that story, huh?
I did not.
Well then. This is weird when you don't know things, Ian, about Sonic. It's very strange. Here's one from Uncle Bean's movie media reviews. Along his isekai adventures, Dr. Starline swaps in for Scooby-Doo on the gang's latest mystery. How does he take to his new role of the dog? Does he eat the Scooby snacks? I feel like he would be like, no, I refuse, but then eventually he would and be like,
You're attempting to buy my favor with some kind of, what is that, cookie? Cracker? My pride cannot be bought so simply. They're probably aren't even that good. Give me one. Actually, rather satisfying. Delightful, even. You can't have another. Only if I go into the spooky mansion. Well, it isn't that spooky, and honestly. Ghosts are nothing to really be afraid of. I'm going to need 2 Starline snacks, though. 3.
He did it. He did the laugh. Thank you.
They seem to be stuck in my throat. Roinks, Raggy, I can barely speak anymore.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Roinks. All right, Metal Skulk Bane has a question. There is a double standard when it comes to genders and one-night stands, Bond style. Would it be better if both men and women equally were admired or scolded for such behaviors?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, absolutely. Gender equality for all. And,
yep.
As long as folks are safe and respectful, game on, in my opinion.
Yeah, I suppose. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to some super chats once again, because we still have a lot. This one's from Zach D. Hey, Ian, can you please recite Guile's speech from Street Fighter the movie in your Vector voice? Hold on. Let me find it for you, Ian.
We'll see who finds it first.
All right. I'm trying to find it. The monologue database. Wow, I can't believe this is actually a thing. That's great. Yeah, here we go. All right, here.
Because I just received new orders.
Yeah. Okay, you found it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I wish I could record, but when you're doing this live, you gotta just go with it.
You just gotta go for it.
Besides, my theme fits with everything.
Exactly.
All right, so troopers, I just received new orders. Our superiors say that the war is canceled. We can all go home. Bison is getting paid off for his crimes, and our friends who have died here will have died for nothing. But we can all go home. Meanwhile, ideas like peace, freedom, and justice, they get backed up. But we can all go home. Well, I ain't going home. I'm going to get on my boat, and I'm going to go upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is going to feel it. Now, who wants to go home, and who wants to go with me?
I'm going with you, Vector. Yeah. Thank you. Good stuff. Thank you for that one, Zach D. Here's a question from Hearts 13. Two warriors from unparalleled realities hang out for a multiverse buddy road trip. Julie Sue from the Archie Sonic universe and King Valkyrie from the Prime MCU. How well or badly does it go, and do these two get along with each other?
Oh, I feel like they have a grand old time.
Oh boy.
It might be a little icy at first. Julie Sue isn't really one to open up to people readily. Valkyrie can be a little abrasive, especially when she knows how to push her buttons, and she's very good at figuring out how to push people's buttons.
Yeah.
But after the first fracas that they inevitably run into, they realize, oh no, we're definitely on the same wavelength here. And Sue loosens up a little bit. Valkyrie, backs off a little to give her space. Okay, she's warmed up. I don't need to instigate. And then excellent 3-part movie.
Oh yeah. I'm ready. There's one from Geo Knuckles. If Knuckles was the main character, what would his supporting cast and villain throughout Knuckles 1 through 3 CD and adventure be?
Ooh. Hard to say, since Sonic was so much a product of the hardware he was being built for, and
the time,
the marketing campaign and the marketing campaign he was designed to carry. Like, Sonic doesn't just exist within the context of his own narrative. He was built to be the Mario killer. Like, he was a concentrated, cold, and calculated effort to win the mascot war as it was. So to just say, Knuckles instead, it kind of loses some of that. It isn't easy to transplant. But let's just say there is no Sonic. Let's just say, narratively speaking, Eggman comes to Angel Island first, looking for the Master Emerald, and with literally nothing in his way, aside from Knuckles' gullibility, he takes the darn thing. Island falls into the ocean, and I guess Knuckles 1 is him looking for the Master Emerald. Finds 6 shiny gems along the way. Those aren't it, but they kind of guide him to the second island, where he finds this small kid who needs to stick up for himself. He beat up the bullies that one time. All right, now you take care of yourself, kid. Bye. And Tails is like, no, you're cool. I'm going to follow you. And Knuckles is like, please don't. But Tails does it anyway. And they find that 7th emerald, and they chase Eggman off into the sky to the Death Egg. And hey, there's that big old emerald powering the thing. And he takes it back, and he takes it to Angel Island. And then you got Knuckles and Tails? Knuckles 3 and Tails? How do you... I don't know. And Eggman's like, no, I want it back because you took the emerald, but you also dropped my Death Egg on your island. And so it's a battle across the island to get it back or maintain the emerald or stop the Death Egg from launching. And then with Eggman thoroughly defeated and disgraced, he goes off to Little Planet to reverse time and undo all of this. Tails is like, he's totally going to do this. And Knuckles is like, don't care. Let him do his own thing. And Tails is like, that means he'll win in the end. He'll have the emerald. Knuckles is like, now I got to get up and do this thing. And Amy is looking at her cards going, a flying anteater? The hell do these cards tell me?
I mean, yeah. Something's wrong with this deck.
And we somehow get a metal Knuckles before we get a metal Sonic. How weird is that?
I know. That would be crazy. I'm here for it, though.
Yo, think of the start of a speedway race where not only are you going up the loops and stuff and trying to maintain speed, but you can glide and possibly have to climb to get to shortcuts while Metal Knuckles is just powering through the stage. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be. Man. Our alternate reality. What we could have had, Ian. What we could have had. But no, they got to give us Sonic instead. Adventure would probably be largely the same.
Yeah. He just wouldn't have Sonic.
Pretty much. An improvement then. I'm kidding. I give Sonic a hard time because I love him. But he is also gross. Anyway, we have a ton of standard questions, so we're going to put the cap on them here. So unfortunately, we're no longer be accepting any standard questions. We will continue accepting super chats and get through as many of them as we can. But no more standards. And then any super chats that we do not get to today will be moved over into an upcoming priority Q&A episode. So if we don't answer your super chat today, listen to upcoming episodes and you probably hear it answered in there. So, all right. Speaking of super chats, let's continue on with them. This one is from Bleeding Thumbs. Oh, hold on. Okay. Bleeding Thumbs 97 has a question. How do cartoons and stuffed animals work in Sonic's world? Are teddy bears just considered baby dolls and cartoons don't star animated animals?
I mean, yeah, at least as far as the stuffed animals go. I mean, there's Raggedy Ann and Andy, they're humanoid. So, a teddy bear, a teddy hedgehog, a plushy whatever. That makes enough sense. I know we can't really pull upon Sonic X too much, but, Amy and Tails got away with acting like big old carnival-sized plushes for a bit. So, that could work. Cartoons, I mean, we have cartoon people. We can have cartoon animals. It's a fantasy. It's just, within their world, it's perfectly natural to see talking animal people. So it would just be a fantasy version of that within their own fantasy world.
Weird. Things are getting a little meta. We got one from Vixers. Sonic and Co. wake up in Monster Hunter Rise. Which of the 14 weapon types do they use and how they react to seeing an Elder Dragon, including ID? Okay, sorry about that, guys. What? I don't know where that cut off. Did I cut off the question or did I?
Before the question, I think.
Oh, sorry about that. My bad. So I will read the question again while Ian looks this up then, I suppose.
Okay.
This one's from Vixers. Sonic and Co. wake up in Monster Hunter Rise. Which of the 14 weapon types do they use? How do they react to seeing an Elder Dragon? Including IDWs, up to you. Have fun, and if you don't know the weapons, Google, because limit. I got your limit right here.
And speaking of limit, we have limited time, so Googling right here, I see some general weapon classes.
Yeah, I know there's like giant swords and giant axes and giant things. So many giants.
I mean, thankfully, Black Knight kind of gives us a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
So give Sonic a great sword, give Knuckles dual blades, give Amy a hammer. Not original, but I mean, it's on brand, ain't it?
Exactly. Like, I mean, whatever.
Just for giggles, let's give Shadow a gun lance.
Why? Because it has the word gun in it?
Exactly. I will stab you and then I will shoot you. Let's give Whisper a bow and arrow, and each arrow is a different wisp power.
Ah, yes. I'm down. Sounds good to me.
And let's see, bow guns. That sounds like Tails' alley, something that's fairly automated. Point, click, kill. 1 second. Sorry? I think it's fixed.
Yeah, it should be fixed.
And I have no idea what a Savajiva is, so we'll just go over that. And that's a decent enough overview for something quick.
Sure, good enough for now. Here's a question from Solara Stain. Ghost Snapper arrives for Halloween, and he's haunting the Restoration HQ. How's it go? Will he eventually haunt Eggman?
I feel like this is just baiting me to do more bad Ghost Snapper, and you know what? I'm here for it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
What's with all these animals? Are they in costume or not? He'd haunt them for a bit, but Restoration HQ is made up mostly of squishy civilian types. They would actually be frightened of a ghost, which is fun initially, but then it'd be kind of boring, too easy for him. So, yeah, then he'd take on something like Eggman. Boogity boogity, I'm gonna scare the Eggman. Except we have established that Eggman can contain and take control of ghosts to some degree or another. So he just weaponizes Ghost Nappa.
There you go. Works for me.
Vegeta, I'm a mini boss. I'm gonna haunt you, and I have a missile launcher.
All right. Whatever works. Here's a question from Fox Guy. Do you think Dr. Starline would brag about how much more successful his two kids are to Witchcard? Would it be the same with Grand Battle Cuckoo?
Yes. Absolutely would.
Oh, that would be
you had
silly.
to outsource your minions? I built mine.
Oh, of course. Oh, if only it were that easy.
What do you use? Threats? Military dogma? How quaint. I completely rewrote their souls.
Terrifying. Very terrifying. I'm scared, Ian. I'm scared of Starline. He's a very scary person.
Oh, he's awful.
But not in like a good way, like a monstrous way. He's kind of mean.
Oh yeah. He's vile.
I mean, I think that's what some people like about him. I mean, that's what some people like about Eggman, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cut from the same cloth.
Exactly. Here's a question from OzJam. Taking a break from Frontier's rage and asking, is Amy a card game kind of gal? Blackjack queen, Uno ultimatum, goldfish champion?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, apparently one of
It's
the
not like
new
it's like a fixation for her. It's just like she just likes card games, and it's just perfectly natural for her.
Mhm. Well, apparently one of the new discourses these days is that uh, the Amy's cards have been overused now. It's like they've gone from not being referenced at all to being referenced constantly. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a hard course correction. You got you got decades to make up for, Ian.
It doesn't mean we need to do it all within a 2-year span necessarily, but
True.
it is what it is.
I suppose. Smash Zapper 85 has a question. Ian, do you ever watch the Japanese versions of Sonic cutscenes? If so, what were some notable translation differences throughout the series?
I have not within recent memory. In part because I don't speak a word of the language, so I would be reliant on subtitles, and I don't necessarily know if the subtitles are one official or two an actual translation and localization, or if it's just the English script slapped over the Japanese audio, which is not the same thing. It loses something. So
Right.
uh I can't think of anything that I've seen specifically that is, here is the actual Japanese directly translated for the contrast between the two.
Right. I know there's someone who has done just straight translations, or at least that's what they say they are, but again, like the language English and Japanese are so different, it's still up to interpretation. So,
That, and I wouldn't want to hang my hat entirely on just a raw translation, because the one to one loses something. There is intention within the language. Some of it which can translate, some of which cannot. Some of it can be gracefully localized, other things cannot.
mhm.
And just the raw this word means this word isn't it doesn't quite match up.
Right. Yeah. All right, here's one from Kingbeat. Why did Sega make Fang a full Jerboa now instead of a hybrid wolf?
Just for simplification,
Just make it easier, yeah.
and for the Sonic series does like to trot out some obscure animals every now and again. So just Jerboa. Nice, simple. It's a little more in theme with his overall look. And, I've seen more than one person with them within the recent interactions going, oh, wait, a Jerboa is a real thing? And it takes me right back to, the Sonic 3 days. Wait, an echidna is a real thing? And that's kind of fun.
Here's a question from Oscar the Bearcat. If Whisper was to get her own solo miniseries, can the title or tagline be Shh, Whisper Wolf? So
Uh,
like it would be like the title would be Whisper the Wolf, and above it would be Shh. Is that what you're saying? Like just a little letters up there? I guess. I think that might be what they're getting at.
Maybe I feel like I'm missing the joke here, and it's just awkward as I
Yeah.
stare off into the middle distance thinking, how am I missing the joke?
I think it's just like an old, like a throwback to like the Silver Age and stuff. I think that's what they're trying to do, trying to say. Oh well. I don't know how else to explain it. So I won't. Here's one from Shaolin Sonic Fan. You said you said before the chaotics aren't allowed in classic, but we can see classic Vector in an animal capsule in an animal capsule in the Amy 30th anniversary comic. Has that changed?
No. And what you see in that capsule is a pair of eyes that could belong to anyone who just happened to have the same coloration and eye shape as Vector. But you don't see any other distinguishing features. It certainly isn't called out in the script. It's plausibly deniable Vector. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you just said it wasn't
It's his
Vector.
cousin. It's his cousin Lecter.
Yes. Good old Lecter, my favorite Vector.
Looking out through the view screen of the prison, going, "A census taker once asked me my opinion. I ate his kidney with some fava beans and a nice Chianti."
No. Oh, not Hannibal Vector. No.
"Hello, Clarice."
No. No, Clarice. No. Lord Van Oscaro has a question. If Tank were to have a little brother, would he be meeker, to reference how female lemurs are more aggressive in the wild? Little brother.
Maybe. I don't want to hinge the characters too much on their real world animal biology because it really doesn't apply 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
If Tango got a little brother, it would need what does the character bring to the dynamic? You know, if he is a meeker one, then that's something for Tangle to bounce off of. She wants to bring him into this glorious world of adventure and danger that she's discovered. And this poor little guy's like, "I don't wanna. Please don't make me. The sun's too bright. I don't want to help. Help, mom." Or other end of the spectrum, this kid is just a terror.
Yeah.
Like he makes Tangle look restrained, and you have Tangle having to curb her regular enthusiasm to try to rein this kid in before he hurts himself. And both could be delightful.
Yeah. All right, here's a question from Stephen A. Ian, did you watch Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart, the Venture Brothers movie yet? What's your thoughts if you have seen it, and do you think it's a fitting end to the Venture Brothers saga?
I did, and I was satisfied with it. You can't wrap up everything that the Venture Brothers built up over the years, but I feel like it hit all the high points it needed to hit. It covered just about everything, and the revelations within like the last 5 minutes are so immense and kind of glossed over, and that feels right on brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's these intricate conspiracies and long weaving mysteries, and then they just kind of tackle it in the most mundane way. And with and Malcolm making his villainous declaration, clinging to the IV pole, is one of the funniest things. And Hank and Dean finding each other again and reconciling was also very nice. I had wanted to see their journeys go further. You know, I was kind of hoping their stories would be how they broke out of this loop of super science nonsense, or, you know, tragically did not. And you can't do that in just a movie. What they had to do was address the immediate conflict with them. And that was done in a fun way too. So yeah, overall, great movie. Enjoyed it. Um, I like the fact that even though it is the end, it feels like there's room for them to go on if they ever got the opportunity. But if this is where the end is for Scherzies, then just that knowledge of, okay, these kinds of hijinks are going to continue. That's the world they live in, is also just as satisfying. It's like here they've all come to a point of closure, and we know the story will go on, and it will be in that way, and it will be great. And we got more Red Death, which is also always great.
I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds interesting.
I will tell you that the title of the movie is both radically not remotely on point with anything and also completely uh descriptive of what the key reveal is in the whole film.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. Here's one from AP. Out of curiosity, does something need to happen in-game first if it's going to change anything in canon, or can anything happen in, let's say, IDW or some other media, given it's all mainline now?
I would it's hard to say because we are in a position where this is the first of its kind. Like, this is the first time that the multimedia representation has been publicly acknowledged and treated as a whole. And we haven't had a game after Frontiers yet to really see how much effect the other media will have on it. That being said, I would suspect that the games will set the course. That's where you will see the biggest title shift in plot and character and such.
As has been
Just
the case
because
for the last, 30 years. I
yeah.
wouldn't change not
Because
changing that status quo.
and if there is something in the comic that does influence whatever comes next, it would have to be accessible enough that you could cover it real quick at the beginning of a game in an explanation,
Right.
you know? Like I cannot foresee Metal Virus ever getting referenced in a game. It was a big story arc of the comic, but it's done. It's encapsulated. Um, but let me just pick one of the comic cast out of the ether and just say Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Bell shows up in Sonic Adventure 3, let's say, coming to you in 2028 or whatever.
No, none of this is happening, by the way.
No. This is not knowing Sonic. Just for example, um, she would need to be introduced in a way that Sonic, can, very quickly narrate to the player, "Oh, that's Bell, my puppet buddy." The good puppet that was built by Eggman at one point. Something very light and easily accessible.
Right.
I especially because the comics are not globally accessible. Japan is just now getting the end of Metal Virus. And I don't even know where the other language versions are right now. So
Right.
the comics are take their cue from the games. They are part of that universe, but I personally cannot foresee them setting a standard anywhere.
All right. Let's go and switch back to some standard questions for a bit. This one is from Michael H. How do you handle, as a writer, the defeat of seemingly invincible villains, like a sentient Zombot-infected Surge and Kit, or a permanent super form?
Uh
Surge and Kit are already sentient Zombot-infected, though, to be fair.
That's a gross oversimplification of Dr. Starling's brilliant work, sir.
I know.
If you're going to go that route, you need to have an exit strategy. There needs to be a purpose for this unstoppable force and some resolution to the conflict that it creates. And whatever you're doing with it, I mean, if you're going to create, your Broly for something, an unstoppable force that just eclipses the power of everyone else involved, what are they doing in that story? What the conflict that they create, what does it do to the characters in the world that they're in? Does it challenge them in ways that they were not prepared for? Does it make them face their own limitations? And when you reach the end, do you have them defeated because they have found something new? This challenge has made them grow in ways that they hadn't ever thought of or hadn't been challenged to do. Or do they not win? Do you have something that is the personification of a force of nature that cannot be stopped and just has to be managed? It all depends on what you're doing with the greater story.
Mm-hmm. All right. Got a question from DDR Master M. Boom crossover special. Dan Hibiki opens a Sakio-style dojo on their island. What shenanigans result? Oh man, this is like Knuckles and Dan are gonna pump you up.
Oh, they are. Like everybody shows up day one because
Yeah.
Dan's an excellent salesman,
Oh yeah.
and Sonic clues in real fast what a snake oil salesman he is. And Sonic's like, "Yeah, I don't need this. Bye." And everyone's like, "Oh, you're so full of yourself. Dan's a master. You could stick around for at least 2 classes. Fine, whatever." And then Amy and Tails kind of clue into the whole, "Yeah, okay. We're not actually learning anything here, or we've already surpassed the master. Maybe Sonic was in on this. Okay, we're done." And Styx is convinced that he's hiding something. There's no one this inept. No one is this clueless unless it's purposeful. He's hiding his true power. She'll stick it out. She wants to know what his real objective is. And Knuckles drinks the Kool-Aid. He is wholesale involved. He follows all of Dan's directives. He completely and utterly cleans his clock. And Dan spins it as, "Great, you're ready for like level 3. Oh boy, one day I'll actually be as strong as you, Master Dan."
Uh-oh.
And then, Eggman learns that there's this new incredible powerful fighter opening up a dojo. That's going to be trouble. Sonic's bad enough it is. So, sends little spy probes down there, gets all the metadata off of Dan, and decides to build the counterpoint, and thus we get Metal Dan, who is as functional and deadly as Dan is.
Which is to say not.
Doesn't get off the launch platform the first 3 tries. So finally, Eggman just scoops up this thing and dumps it on the beach. "Go get him already!" And Dan is terrified because here's this towering, evil, maniacal, mechanical clone of him. And he's like, "Knuckles, your graduation test is to take out that thing." "All right, master, I'll do my best." And they size each other up, and the dramatic music builds, and Knuckles throws a punch just as a stiff gust of wind knocks the whole thing over. Knuckles is like, "I did it. I did it. I saved the dojo. I'm the master now."
No. Knuckles truly is the master. To be a master, you must be Knuckles. Wonderful, wonderful. That's my favorite my favorite Boom episode. That never happened. Here's a question from Raphael C. Knuckles' first cutscene in Sonic & Knuckles Mushroom Hill suggests giant rings do exist canonically. Do they? In every game? What about regular rings? Don't think about it too hard.
Fair enough, but, in this effort to consolidate everything, not everything is going to fit perfectly. Just don't look at all the lumps under the plot spackle.
Just repeat to yourself. It's just a video game. You should really just relax. Banana Cat has a question. Since female lemurs are called princess, how would Tangle's friends react to her casually revealing that she's royalty out of the blue? And would Tangle call herself and Blaze princess pals?
She absolutely would.
Uh-huh.
Like, why didn't you bring this up before? Well, it never comes up. Like, the kingdom of Spiral Hill has like a holding of all at 30 acres. It's never been a big deal. Like, her whole title is like technically on a piece of paper hidden in a file cabinet in the back of the mental museum somewhere. Go up to Jewel. Is she just making this up? Is this like another little fantasy trip of hers? Oh, she's like, "Oh no, I forgot about that. Hold on." Climbs up the filing cabinet, digs through the papers. Yeah, here it is. Official and everything. Princess Tangle.
Wow.
Everybody's kind of staring at her. Like, you're a blue blood. And she's like, It's still me.
Oh no.
Although, it
Uh-oh.
would be kind of fun to wear a tiara.
She's gonna hang out with Blaze, and then Elise is gonna show up.
Tangle just strutting into the Soul Palace on a diplomatic mission in the biggest quotation marks you can manage.
Tangle's going mad with power.
Only because it lets you go to even more cool places.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It works out because Whisper is her knight, really, so.
Mm.
All right, here's one from La 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 2001. When writing for Fang/Knack, do you imagine him having an accent? Sonic the Comic had him as Australian, while I always saw him as Brooklyn gangster for some reason.
He's had a bit of that Brooklyn gangster. I wouldn't say it's like as heavy, but it's still kind of there in the most recent incarnations.
Yeah.
I don't want to settle on, officially saying one way or the other because at this point, who knows if he'll get a modern incarnation and a voice? I don't know. So I know I write him with a particular kind of uh, not slang, but cadence to the way
Right.
he talks, but I don't have like a specific accent in mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, let's switch over to some super chats for a bit and maybe get most of those done before we have to go. At least for the first time askers. If you've asked more than one super chat, you will probably not get it answered tonight. I'm sorry to say your additional super chats beyond your first one. So. Anyway, this one is from Sonic Mania 2099. How long does Sega plan on ignoring Freedom Fighters and Boom Sonic fans? They can't hide forever from our answers.
Boom, as far as I'm aware, is retired. It's done.
Unfortunately.
And the Freedom Fighters are, as far as I'm aware, effectively retired as well. Although there are those who want to see them back and want to make a case for it.
That does include yourself
there
as
is
well, right?
Yeah. I don't want to name names because I don't want to stir up some kind of office drama or whatever. But there's folks beyond me that want to see them come back in an official capacity. But there is no timetable on that. There are, how do I say this without making them mad? There are higher priorities right now.
Mm-hmm. Can we at least get a Boom comic? Like, just do that. Just come on.
It'd be nice. We can't even get a classic comic at this point, let alone Boom.
Here's a question from Quazzle J. How would you do a story about Base and Zero meeting?
Kind of depends on.
They are brothers, technically, I suppose.
Like, in my own little head canon type of thing, like, here is the finale to Mega Man story, the cataclysm, if you will. I imagine Wily trots out Zero as, the end all be all Superbot, and Base is just outdated now. Sorry, kid, you had a good run, but here's the new hotness. And Base is like, screw that noise. I'll prove I'm the stronger robot and take him down. And promptly gets his butt handed to him. So his story is him finding ways to power himself up so that he has the ability to stop Zero in his tracks and prove that he is the superior combat bot. And along the way, finding heroism despite himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the line that kind of sticks with me is Duo saying that there is some heroic energy within Base, and Base going like, says who? But like seeing the level of devastation that Zero could enact and realizing that was what he thought he wanted, I think might give him some perspective. It's like, oh, it's not so fun being on the receiving end. Is that what I've been doing to people?
Oh boy.
And maybe that gets into adjust his priorities a little bit.
Yeah. All right, here's one from Still Can't Think About a Name. Hello, Ian. There are instances where the lore implied that normal characters can destroy entire universes effortlessly. Was that the intent? Like, the lore in what? Sonic? I assume.
I mean, in as far as you pick up a book and throw it in the fireplace. Sorry, Merlina. Are we talking about that kind of universal destruction?
I mean, is Sonic a normal character? I don't think so. There's not really much normal about Sonic, even within his universe.
I mean, Sonic is exceptional, but base level, he's not a universe destroyer. I don't know what's being referenced here.
I mean, he would if he could, but
no, he wouldn't destroy universes for the giggles.
Well, maybe on accident. It's like stepping on
now we're getting to boom territory again.
It's like stepping on an anthill, you know?
Sonic takes Amy's universe out of the oven and drops it on the floor. Sonic, did you just ruin my universe? It was underbaked. I didn't do anything.
All right, True Cosmic Digilab 79 has a question. What would you guys think if Sonic did a G.I. Joe crossover all of Sega? Like, so if all of Sega, if G.I. Joe, Sonic, and Sega did a crossover, so like Sonic and Sega All-Stars G.I. Joe? I think that might be what I'm getting at.
The Yakuza series seems like it would fit.
Sure, why not? I mean, yeah. As long as it's blue laser versus red laser, I'm down.
Like, I'm not really super familiar with G.I. Joe, but I could see Eggman being contracted to supply their machinery. Maybe that's where he's been getting funding all these years.
Maybe it is like he's a government contractor, like in the movies. Well, the first movie, at least, you know. Interesting.
I imagine the cutting remarks between Rouge and Baroness would be delightful, but also kind of towing the PG line.
Oh, the tension you could cut with a butter knife. Yeah.
It's joint operations between Gun and G.I. Joe.
It's Rouge and Topaz all over again. Except more evil. One of them's more evil anyway.
Crush 40 cover of the G.I. Joe song out of the movie.
Oh, that would be good. I'm just down for Crush 40 covering any song ever. It doesn't really matter what it is. Yeah. It does not matter. I'll take it. I'll take it all. I will take all of them. All right, here's one from the first Chubasa. Okay, Ian, you get a clone of yourself that can answer all BumbleKast questions the same way you would, but your cats and all future cats ignore you and love the clone. Do you take the deal?
Absolutely not. If that clone dares to show its face, it's getting shoved in the blender. They're my cats.
But your clone would think the same thing.
Oh boy. Only be one.
Who is the clone? Who is the real and who is the clone? I guess you just have to have the cats tell you.
Then we wind up with our horribly scholared, punished Ian, who's
Mm-hmm.
out there writing /fix for money and under a
No.
pseudonym.
Oh no, we know what Ian's secret is now. Ian's outed himself. Ian's outed his secret life. His secret double life.
Now you know the truth. We're both the Bumble King. One man, two separate lives.
Mm-hmm. Oh. All right, here's one from Chaos Sonic 1. Long time ago for Worlds Unite, you suggested X to join in Supersonic and Super Armor Mega Man super forms. What would the other universe's Mega Man forms be like EXE, Volnut, Geo, Ale, or Vent?
Oh, geez.
Shiny.
I don't know.
Bright and yellow and glowy.
Like, does EXE have like a decided upgrade to his base form, or is he always just popping in other chips? Is it like some kind of God mode chip that he gets? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know enough about Star Force to really say anything. I don't know that one that much. And Volnut, that's the secret. He is the end. He just becomes the moon.
All right, here's one from Astrono. While the Soul Dimension isn't a direct parallel to Sonic's world, is it possible that an incarnation of the Void, like the End, could exist in that realm? If so, how likely could the Jeweled Scepter one-shot it?
We don't really know the full scope of what the Jeweled Scepter can do. It seems like it's more of a conduit or a catalyst to allow you to move between dimensions. It's a stabilizer. I know the Eggmen piloted a mech that used it as a beam rod thing, but I think they were using it wrong. And even then, while they were using its power, Supersonic and Burning Blaze were able to like circumvent it and were fine when hit with its power. So I don't know if it could really do all that much against the End or an equivalent.
All right. Well, that could be interesting. That could be something to explore in the future. Here's one from Seaman. Jet, Rouge, Ruff, Tumble, and Wario go to a bar after a long day of quote-unquote work. What do they get? What do they do when they notice each other's stolen loot? And how does the bar get shut down as a result?
Well, I think the last one's obvious. Wario just lets one and gasses the entire place.
I mean, it just like blows the roof off. It's like it's like that Simpsons episode, April Fool.
Highbrow humor here on the BumbleKast.
I mean, here we are. Fart jokes are the highest brow as far as I'm concerned. That's a fart with reverb right there.
All right, so we had Wario, Jet, and who else?
Rouge, Ruff, and Tumble.
I don't know if Rouge would show up in a dive bar that the others would even go to. She's a classy lady.
She's just so exhausted and tired. She's just like, this is the first and worst place. But fine.
It's like the only place in a 30-mile radius. He's like, all right, anywhere will do.
Fine.
Makes eye contact with the barkeep. Can I have something in a clean glass, please? Whereas Ruff and Tumble are like, get us the one off the bottom of the floor. Give it some real texture. Wario brings his own glass. Don't ask where he stores it. And Jet brought his own because he stole it from somewhere nicer. And I don't know, maybe they're all forced to the same table because everywhere else is occupied. And I think Rough and Tumble and Wario would be the first to start eyeing the goods anybody else has. Rouge is going to have all of hers like plainly visible. She might get overlooked. Jet will definitely have his on display because he's going to gloat, but he's not going to necessarily steal from others day of. There's a bit of an honor among thieves there. And maybe it starts off as a friendly wager of poker that quickly descends into some oddball version of WarioWare games, which ends in a brawl, which ends in the aforementioned fumigation.
Fumigation. ah, Smash Brothers brawl, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Here's one from Doom Gundam. Question for Ian. Is this question false? If that worked, Robo Ian should be disabled for a moment. Kyle, are you being held captive by Robo Ian, and did he take over the Ian hive mind? Here, I will blink twice for yes and once for no. Did you see it?
You blinked 3 times.
Did you see it? Good.
I'm still hung up on Doom Gundam. That sounds awesome.
That's just the name of the person who asked the question.
Until the war is done.
Help me. Here's one from
who opened up a hell portal on side 7.
Here's one from Emil C. Can Sonic have a conversation at the speed of sound? I mean,
if somebody's able to keep up with him, yeah.
If he's got places to go and he follows his rainbow, he could have a conversation at any time, I think.
I mean, that might limit him to like Shadow. And then it's a question of can he carry on a conversation with Shadow?
Yeah. I mean, they're funny cartoon animals. I think the speed of sound is like it's just like an esoteric concept. Like in reality, obviously, if Sonic were traveling at the speed of sound, you'd not be able to hear him talking. No. But
of course he would. He would just say it forwards, and then by the time you caught up to the words, you'd hear them.
I'm talking like if this were real Ian. Sonic can't throw his voice in reality. Sonic doesn't even exist.
He just talk forward. He's moving forward at the speed of sound, and thus when he speaks, his voice is being projected ahead of him, therefore faster than the speed of sound, but he catches up to it, so you can hear it. It makes perfect sense. It's science, Kyle.
Sonic is not even real, Ian.
He's real enough.
Sonic is not real. I swear. I know it's hard to accept, but it is true. No originality as a question. Since Spooky Month is on the horizon, which one of the GameCast, Game and IDW, enjoys or is a huge scaredy cat to horror games and movies? I think we've established that Tangle hates them, but also loves them. Like, she's weird. She's weird like that, but
like she hypes herself up too much and just can't stand it. But then once it's over, it's like, oh, that was great. That was a great movie. Let's see another one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tails still has the heebie-jeebies. Cream can't handle the spooky stuff, like the real spooky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's fine with like age-appropriate Halloween spooky, but like actual horror, it's a bit much. Amy, I think, is fine with it, but again, it's more of like the haunted house. Boo, tee hee hee, that was funny. I got so scared versus like actual horror. I don't think she likes that.
Mm-hmm. What about Starline?
Starline finds it largely blasé because he can't conceive of himself ever being in that level of mortal danger. And he doesn't care about anybody else's emotional reaction. But he would love to administer it to others. Like, he would run the worst/best haunted house.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So
he
it just
knows what's going to get you to pee your pants. He'll have no qualms with employing it.
Oh, so he just gets ideas. This is just Starline's watching it. He's watching it like, that's a good idea. Yeah. Anybody else?
Knuckles isn't allowed to engage because he'll actually throw a punch. Like, when the scary clown comes around the corner, he's gonna fight it.
He'll punch the TV right off the TV stand. Take it, Knuckles, not again.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that again? Come on, man. Anybody else?
Everybody else, I would imagine, is kind of rolls with it.
Yeah, I suppose. All right, let's keep on rolling. Here's this one from DDR Master M. Sonic and friends, including the Diamond Cutters, get to go to Mushroom Kingdom for a sports event, but it turns out to be a golf tournament. How goes it?
There was a Sega golfing game that had Sonic in it, but it wasn't like a Sonic golfing game. It was just Sega Golf, right?
I don't remember.
Or am I thinking tennis?
You might. I think you're thinking of the original Sonic Superstars, which was a tennis game.
Yeah, okay. Well, you swing the thing at the ball and you make it go over the green stuff. Same thing.
That's different. But there was apparently a mobile Sonic golf game. Sonic Golf 3D.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
And there's
anybody other than Sonic in it?
And I don't know. I'm just looking at that. It has Game Boy Advance art on the for the title screen at least. Sonic is preparing to swing. Playable characters are the main 4.
Okay. Well, I think we've gotten off track here because if they're going to the Mushroom Kingdom, it's going to be a Mario sports title, which is the core mechanics of the real, but just like crazier.
All right. Apparently the game you're thinking of is called Sega Splash Golf. That seems to have Sonic characters in it, along with Knights. Ulala is there. The ship from Fantasy Zone. I'm forgetting the name of. And then some random Opa. There we go. Thank you. And some random anime people.
Huh. Okay. Well, regardless, this is, if they're going to the Mushroom Kingdom, it's a Mario sports event.
Yes.
So you're going to have your crazy charge up attacks and your special event items and, shenanigans. So I would imagine it would go something akin to like the dream events in the Olympic Games. The core sport is there. Everyone will start off playing by the rules, and then you'll get the crazy power-ups and shenanigans and nonsense. And, by hole 15, Donkey Kong and Knuckles are in a fist fight, and that's actually part of the game somehow.
I mean, yeah, of course. Of course there's fighting mechanics in this golf game. Why wouldn't there be? It's the sequel to Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf on the Super Nintendo. Which is funny that it's called Fighting Golf because it's literally just a regular golf game. There's nothing fighting about it. But it's called Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf. I don't get it either.
But, if it's a Mario-styled sports thing, then everyone will have a good time, and fisticuffs aside, there will be a jolly adventure to be had.
Eggman rolling around in a golf cart.
Amy's star special is she hits with the Pico hammer.
I mean, yeah. I figured she just used the Pico hammer regardless, like always, constantly.
No. That's got to be the special thing. You start off with the normal clubs, and then you move into the nonsense. Tails hits it with his tails.
Right. Sonic spin dashes it, right?
or goes into a spin dash and comes out of it, kind of like how he does the stone skip at the end of Sonic CD. It's just with a golf club.
Nice.
Orbot and Cubot aren't really tall enough individually to hit it with any kind of accuracy, so they're stacked on top of each other.
I like it. All right. And we got this one here from Buttered Noodles. Lego Sonic is now a separate character within the main continuity. How does this play out? What is his role within the story?
Lego Sonic is just part of Lego Sonic. Lego Sonic, the character, is within the spin-off side series that is Lego Sonic title name. It's just another permutation of the brand.
Lego Sonic. All right, let's switch over to some standard questions. This one is from J-Dub. How would you rationalize the Chozo's decision to make Samus one of their own? I know they wanted to protect her, but couldn't they have just sent her to a galactic orphanage or something? Yeah, but then we wouldn't have a game.
The taxi fare from that world to the colony is just like crazy. They're not made of money. Come on. Think of this. Think of the economy. It's been a long time since I went through the manga, but I want to say I remember it was kind of a desperation move. Like there was no other option. Like she needed it right then and there. Maybe I'm making that up. Or, maybe Gray Voice was just, lonely. Never got a chance to be a dad. Here's a little girl. Why not adopt? It's like a puppy. A puppy that needs a blood transfusion and a cannon arm.
Why not? Here's one from Orange Blues. What happened to SA55? Are he and Orbot one and the same?
That's my understanding. That SA55 or SAS, if you want to go leet speaky, is like the base model, and that got finalized into Orbot.
Yes. SA55 is the prototype. Here's one from Teleporting Lobo. I'd imagine Tangle can't resist petting a puppy. So, how does Whisper react to head pats? Secretly likes it? Note, she is more comfortable with Tangle than others.
In general, no to the head pats. From Tangle, it's a patronizing thing that she doesn't particularly like, but in the right circumstances, it is affection, and so fine, she'll tolerate it. Tangle has learned not to push it.
Okay. All right, here's one from Ethan T. Strike from OKKO crossover Nexus invades Sonic's world. Heroes he defeat with his magic-powered cannon that can turn any with sentience to stone. What about Infinite, the Titans, the End, and Solaris?
That came across as word salad to me. Let's back it up.
Okay.
So, part one.
Yeah, I think they're asking if Strike from OKKO crossover Nexus invades Sonic's world. And they're asking
invades Sonic's world.
And then I believe the next one is they say heroes he defeat with his magic powered cannon that can turn any with sentience to stone, as in which of the hero characters in Sonic would he defeat with his magic cannon?
Okay, magic cannon. Okay.
Yep, and then the end is a list of villains, which would be Infinite, the Titans, the End, and Solaris. Well, the Titans weren't really villains, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, if the stipulation is if this magic cannon only affects those with sentience.
Turn anyone with sentience to stone. So
the Titans are arguably sentient. I don't think they are. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think they're like aware that there's this kind of like base level kind of ghost personality in there maybe, but I wouldn't call them sentient. Infinite would be like, this simple cannon can't do anything to me, and then he's a statue, just boom, done, he's gone. uh the end, I mean, it certainly is sentient. It's got a holier than thou attitude, so
Yeah,
I guess it gets turned to stone, but
it already
it's
is.
already
So
a moon, so that doesn't help you much. And
that's no moon, Ian.
Solaris, because Mephiles absolutely is sentient. He's got personality for miles.
Me files.
Iblis, not so much. Iblis is more like a force in nature with a grudge. Once they're combined into Solaris, I mean, he had a desire to consume all of space and time, but how much of that was awareness at that point, you know? Did Solaris transcend to something beyond sentience, to something that was, again, more of a elemental force than something with a personal vendetta? I'd have to go back and look and see if it has like any flavor text during the fight. I don't know, actually.
I'm being told that Strike's cannon can destroy objects that survived the Big Bang in the episode that they're referencing.
Objects that survive. Well, I'm very, very, very rusty on my OKKO lore, so if the Big Bang is like something that happened in that universe with that context, I don't know that. If we're talking like actual Big Bang in theoretical physics, there was nothing before. There's nothing to survive. It was a void.
Well, it could be
I think I'm overthinking.
It could be the Big Bang Theory, you know, the popular sitcom. I don't know.
Popular quotation marks.
I mean, it lasted for like, what, 12, 13 seasons?
Yeah, it's how long did the Black Plague last?
Whoa! Oh, no. Oh, no.
There's your bazinga.
Oof. Big oof. Sorry to the one Big Bang Theory fan who's in our audience.
I'm glad you found enjoyment in
it. Sorry, Cassie. Zism TG has a question. Ian and Kyle, name your 3 favorite characters from each. Mario, Zelda, and third Nintendo IP of your choice. Rest of Nintendo combined is an option.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Top 3 favorite characters from 3 Nintendo IPs.
Mario, Zelda,
right, so Mario,
and third Nintendo IP of our choice.
All right, so out of Mario,
yeah,
Bowser, obviously.
I mean, yeah, he's like the one with personality, like one of the few characters who has personality.
Luigi,
yes.
And called me an old man, Gino. He counts.
You are old, but that's
he's coming
okay.
back in, he's coming back in an HD remastered glory, and I can't wait for it. Return to me, my puppet boy.
I gotta be honest, I'm a fan of Rosalina. I think Rosa's pretty cool.
All right.
She's pretty neat. What about Zelda?
Zelda, Midna, Tetra, before she gets Zelda nerfed. Here, I'm this crazy, charismatic, spunky kid pirate. And now I'm Zelda. I'm going to be sad in a tower for the rest of the game. All right, granted, the final boss is pretty cool. But, she comes on so strong and then, meh. And, Wind Waker Ganondorf.
Oh, Wind Waker Ganondorf is pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty cool.
Honorable mention to Tingle.
Tingle is love, tingle is life, much like how big is for the Sonic universe.
Kulu Limpa for life.
Let's see. For me, I mean, Hyrule Warriors Zelda. Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors Impa. And Hyrule Warriors Linkle.
Yeah,
bring back
kind of cheating, but I'll allow it.
Bring back Linkle, please. Somebody do it. And a third Nintendo IP of our choice. I guess we don't have to necessarily choose the same one.
No, so you go first.
Oh, well, crap! You'd put me on the spot.
All right, fine. I'll give you a second.
Okay.
My hardest choice is pick an IP, and it's like I hear Star Fox, Kirby, and Kid Icarus all shouted at the same time in my head.
Yeah.
But just because I most recently was on a bit of a Star Fox kick.
Okay, fine.
Falco,
yeah.
Wolf, and Pigma.
It was funny because I actually kind of hated Falco when I was a kid, but now I've come around on him. I'm like, yeah, I get you. I get you, buddy.
He's a colossal jerk, but that's what makes him fun.
Yeah, and also I'm just like, yeah, I get it. You're done. I'm also done. I understand.
Plus, he's, depending on which incarnation, but I'm going with like the 64 era Falco. He's the odd one out. Like, Fox is the one who's taking up the family business. Peppy is his mentor. Slippy is his childhood friend. Falco's the weird one. He's the fourth wheel. He's the one who's been brought into the group for his expertise. And that is an interesting dynamic that could have so much narrative potential. And nope. That's a whole other separate BumbleKast rant I could do, which I'm not going to do right now.
No, let's not worry about that right now. So,
and Wolf is just, the bigger, cooler, evil fox. And Pigma is the dirty, nasty traitor, which is just great.
Yeah. Okay. So it has been requested that one of us does Kirby. I'm not nearly as familiar with Kirby, but I do know some, so I can go with it. I mean, I got to give a shout out to my boy DDD,
Absolutely.
He is the king after all. I mean, Meta Knight's cool. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Meta Knight's also pretty badass. He's like the Knuckles of the Kirby universe, And just to throw some gas on the fire, Bandana Waddle Dee.
Oh God.
I love Bandana D. Don't give him any guff. He's trying, okay? He's trying.
Is a mook amongst mooks. They are all the same. He just wears a different little cap.
So?
No. He is not a character, he's a consumable.
But he's cute.
You want to talk about character, Daroch. Nah, that's a character. That's got class.
I am not familiar with that character. What game are they from?
He's the leader of the Squeak Squad.
Oh, okay. I see him. Oh, he's kind of adorable.
Interplanetary band of thieves, and he is their leader.
Am I being told Bandana D is cooler than Daroch?
You are dead to me, whoever said that. Also, honorable mention to Wispy Woods. That poor guy, he keeps trying.
You mean that tree?
He's got gumption.
That poor tree, he can't get it. He can't catch a break.
He cannot, but he keeps coming back. He keeps coming back.
He's like Bandana D. He's trying, man.
Yeah, except he's actually a character.
I cry.
And so does Wispywood when he's defeated every single time.
Okay, fine. Next. Murderside626 has a question. How would you go about adapting Naugus into the games? What changes might you make to the character, classic or modern? And what kinds of interactions would he have with Eggman, if any?
Okay, hear me out. Because I'm alone on this hill for this idea. Okay,
Yeah.
I freely admit that this is the bonkers take, but hear me out. Completely remake him as a Zeddy. Okay.
You know,
He's already some weird monster man. It wouldn't take a whole lot to adjust him to still be familiar, but be more Zeddy-like. And instead of him being able to use his EM powers to control machines, he uses it to mess with the bioelectrical signals in your brain, so he has the mind control angle.
Okay, so he would be a modern character then, huh?
Yeah. And all you got to do is turn that in sideways and he's Zaugus.
Zaugus. Well, I think you've done it, Ian. You have done it. Good old Zixus Zaugus. What kind of interactions would he have with Eggman then? Would he manage to mind control Eggman?
Yeah. Like maybe Eggman's coming in to invade and he's, EM shielded all of his robots and gloating over the fact that the Deadly Six can't take control of them. And Zaugus saunters all on up and is like, I may not control them, but I can control you. Zoop! Mind grab.
Boy,
That's taking the mind, Kyle.
That is horrifying. That's like, that is scary. Like, I think he might actually like take over Eggman, like in terms of villainy in the series at that point.
Like maybe limit it to like, it's got to be within eye contact. It's got to be like point to point. Maybe he can only like really control one person at a time. But if you've got the keys to Eggman's empire, or if you're using Sonic as your personal RC combatant, you can do some damage.
Someone is.
I don't know. I think it could work. I think it could be neat. I also know it's a big ask of the Sad AM crowd, but I don't know. I like it.
Someone. I mean, you could make it work. It could work. Someone's going to draw this, Ian. You know they will.
Oh, go for it.
Let's see
even
it.
Even keep like the mutant crab claw on the side as like just extra weirdness.
Sure.
Give him back his old tail from Sad AM that got forgotten in the Archie books.
Nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this standard question, and then we'll have 2 super chats to close us out. This one's from Cherry Sapphire Cherry. Joke question. Virtua Strikers 2 shows Bean become a mascot for a soccer team, but what about the other classic characters that Sega fired? What wacky joke lives do they live off screen?
Bark becomes a refrigerator repairman.
He's very quiet. He just comes in, does his job, and doesn't say anything.
Honey has her own clothing brand. She doesn't need Sega. She's fine by herself. Thank you very much. This list used to be longer, but we got Mighty and Ray back.
Yeah, you got
just
him.
Got Fang back.
Yeah, like just about everybody's here. Everybody's back almost.
I mean, we could maybe say Tiara, but she was never a thing, really. So
even though she should be, dang it, bring her back for the first time.
Maybe she and Gazebo look after a pineapple farm.
Bubowski. Anybody else? Anything else? I can't really think of anybody now.
In the classic era?
Definitely not in classic. We're like, I mean, even Honey, Bark, and Bean are back.
To a lesser like Bean and Bark are part of the classic continuity thanks to the comics,
Yeah,
but we haven't really seen them outside of Mania. We haven't seen them active in the games. Honey is still a question mark. I mean, she's had some cameos, but her
she's been an
actual
official
usability
art
is in
too.
question.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But again, it's more of a cameo capacity. It's not like her specifically.
Mm. All right. Well, we got these 2 super chats here, so let's do those real quick. This one is from Excel Hedge. What if Eggman had used the infinite process to enslave Sonic and create infinite times 2, mask and all, during Forces?
What? So we're having a like Sonic clone that's been infinitized?
Or like,
Is that where we're going with this?
or it is Sonic. Like if he'd done the same, if he'd done to Sonic what he did to Infinite.
The thing is, Infinite still retained his personality and his mind. Like, he was always a jerk. He was just given more power to be a bigger jerk. So you would basically be giving Sonic, who was already fairly overpowered in his base kit, the ability to warp reality as he saw fit, but he would still be himself. So that's it for Eggman? Sorry, you lose. Eggman's like, haha, I've conjured a real sun to smash everybody. And Sonic's like, yeah, all right. I conjured an equally sized spring to bounce it back into space. Neener.
Boy, the sound
Infinite's
of
like, Infinite's like, I have summoned copies of all your greatest enemies times 1,000. So I was like, all right, fine. I've copied myself 2,000 times. Neener.
I'm just
Like, man, sitting there
imagining
going,
like
I
this
may have made a
giant
miscalculation
spring,
with this.
and just imagining that really like the the like shockwave of the boing sound. Terrifying. Oh man. All right. And I guess our last question for this episode, unless you want to keep going, Ian, unless you feel like
we need to wrap her up, so let's make this the last one.
Okay. This one is from Pop Culture Guy 3000. Any Capcom or Sega characters from the second Archie crossover Ian wanted to do individual separate crossovers with? I mean, I can think of some that you.
That is an excellent question, and I never considered that.
Would you have wanted to cross over Sonic with Skies of Arcadia? I believe the answer is yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, Skies of Arcadia and anything, really.
You just want to do Skies of Arcadia.
I mean, the first issue would be, oh, guest character, you have to go home already? That's too bad. Here's the rest of the Skies of Arcadia art. It wasn't part of the mix, but I think it would be kind of fun. Not that I really know much about Virtua Fighter, but Street Fighter Virtua Fighter crossover.
That would have been.
See what mileage you can get out of
that. I cannot believe of all the crossover fighting games, we've still never had Sega versus Capcom. Like it there's no reason why it shouldn't exist, but it does not, and I am sad.
You could probably get a lot of mileage of Alex Kidd just going to other franchises. and visiting and helping to save the day, just in a general good boy, goofy boy type of thing. That could work.
Yes, he goes to all these places and plays rock, paper, scissors with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've said I've got my Sonic Knights crossover in my back pocket for years. I'm ready to go. I just need someone to give me the opportunity.
Yeah. Power Stone. I mean, that's already...
That wasn't in the crossover, though.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But it should have been, dang it.
It was on the list if we didn't get some of the others.
Yeah. It is
like there was a list of things that I wanted, and there was only so much room, and we kind of crammed it to capacity as it was. Let's be honest.
It's one of the few things that is Capcom made, but it's exclusive to Sega hardware, which is interesting.
Wait, was there a collection on the PSP?
Did they do one on the PSP? Well, I'm talking about like the original releases, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe if there was a re-release later, I think you're right, but Sega wasn't making hardware anymore, so what do you want?
Yeah.
If Sega
I want it on the digital storefronts now. Give me back my original Power Stone.
If Sega does any hardware now, it is a Windows PC stuffed into a fancy arcade cabinet, Ian. That's it. That's all it is. Like whenever you see those fancy new Sega arcade games, just remember, it's running on Windows. Usually like Windows 7. Inside a fancy arcade cabinet. That's all it is. Anyway.
I feel like there's something obvious within all those properties we had, and it's just not clicking for me.
I'm trying to remember all of them. Like, I mean, Phoenix Wright, and you didn't have Phoenix Wright though, really, did you?
No, that was one that got rejected. We couldn't use Phoenix Wright.
Couldn't use Phoenix Wright. Yeah.
On the Sega side, we had Sonic, obviously. We had Alex Kidd and Skies of Arcadia.
And Virtua Fighter, right?
No Virtua Fighter.
No, that's right. You didn't.
Nights into Dreams.
Yeah, Nights. Yeah.
And shoot, I'm forgetting one, I think. And then on Capcom side, we had Mega Man and X, which are kind of same.
One's a spinoff, yeah. Technically, X is a spinoff
Monster
of Mega
Hunter,
Man, but whatever.
Monster Hunter, Breath of Fire,
Street Fighter,
Ghosts and Goblins, and Street Fighter.
Yeah, and Alex Kidd
I said Alex Kidd. Who
Did
am I
you?
forgetting? Billy Hatcher.
Billy Hatcher. Was he? Okay. That's a weird.
Billy Hatcher and Monster Hunter. Steal Gormagala's egg and run.
Oh no! Okami was also in there. Okay, I forget. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Yes. Team up with Amaterasu and Whisper. Monster Hatcher. There we go.
Shout out to Tyson Hess for that 2-page spread where we had every freaking character on the page somewhere.
I don't know how you did it.
It's because he's got insane talent.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
I think that's really it. Yeah.
I tried to figure it out. I tried to, help map it out just so he wasn't doing it all on the fly, but he made it work.
I'm glad we got genius artists who work on these things.
Mm-hmm.
True genius.
Well, I think that's a good note to end on, don't you?
I do.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Well, thank you again to Jennifer R. and Professor Rye for managing all the questions. Thank you to everyone listening for submitting your questions. And for those of you who submitted super chats to help us out and help the show, greatly appreciate your generosity. If your super chat wasn't answered, we will be rolling it into a priority Q&A episode as soon as we can. And is that about it?
That's all we got for now.
All right, then. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next month. Well, I mean, we'll see you before then, but see you for the live show next month.